Welcome, I'm Dr. Janine Bowring, naturopathic doctor, and today I'm talking about mold toxicity and 9 signs you have toxic mold in your home. So where do we find mold in the home? Well, the first place is often in the showers. So if you're seeing something that just doesn't look right in the shower, depending on what color it is, it quite likely is a mold buildup. So you definitely want to make sure that you take care of that and do it in a safe way. And what I share in another video is you don't want to use bleach. Bleach will actually exacerbate the mold problem and make it multiply and grow even more. So you have to find the proper type of cleaner, and there are natural ones, which is something that I will share in a future video. So making sure that you're doing it naturally and in a safe way is very important. Now, sign number 2 is to look in your refrigerator, because of course we know that food, if it's left in too long, definitely can form mold spores, but also this can actually be in the refrigerator, on the shelving itself, and on the walls. So this is why doing a deep cleaning at least once a month of your refrigerator is a really good idea to make sure that you are inhibiting that mold exposure. Also, checking the humidity in your refrigerator is important to make sure that you're decreasing that dampness so that you don't have that extra, environment to actually allow for that mold to grow and for it to grow easily. Sign number 3 is the basement. So definitely this is a common area for mold to grow. You want to make sure that you have a safe, if you do have a basement, that you have a safe environment. And this is often a place that if there is a mold, exposure that you have and it's a chronic problem, that you would need to call in the experts to remove it in a safe way. Sign number 4 is in the drywall. So in other parts of the home, whether there's been water damage or if you live in an area that has a lot of humidity and a lot of rain, then this is commonly found in the drywall. So it's something, again, that you may need professionals to actually check this out and to do it and remove it in a safe way. Sign number 5 of mold in the home is in carpet. So if you, again, have water damage, or if you've done some carpet cleaning and that water has not been appropriately removed and sucked out of the carpet after the cleaning, then this would be, a telltale sign, is by lifting up the carpet and looking underneath, and if there's an under padding as well, this is often a place where you're going to see mold growing. Also, if you purchase carpets and you didn't get them from a new source and they weren't well warehoused, then this could be, and also you could purchase them with the mold already in them. So just make sure that there is no mold, that you will be exposing your family to in carpets. Sign number 6 is in furniture. So, again, if you've had water damage in your home or in your office, or if you're purchasing furniture, perhaps that is an antique or you don't know where it's coming from, it may actually have hidden mold damage. That is something that you wouldn't necessarily have thought about when you're purchasing that furniture. So again, something to be aware about in terms of your overall health. And I talk about the negative effects of mold on your health in other videos, so make sure that you check them out. Sign number 7 is in wallpaper. So usually this would be in a very damp environment. Again, it could be water damage, it could be in an older home, but the mold actually hides behind the out-facing wallpaper. So if you were to peel up, that wallpaper, we can see in this photo that absolutely that is something that can be very, very damaging to your health. We see a lot of that black mold. This is probably the Stachybotrys, but really important that, if there is wallpaper in your home, that you're aware of this, especially if there's been some water damage or some leakage, or it's a very moist and humid environment. Sign number 8 is under your sink. So this is something that should be inspected regularly if there's been any type of water damage, that this can be definitely a place and a breeding ground for mold. So this could be in the kitchen, this could also be in bathrooms, and this could be in your laundry sink as well. So making sure that you're doing a regular inspection of this area. If you do have a chronic mold, exposure here as well, it can have a lot of negative impacts on your health. health. So really making sure, no, you're not allergic to the laundry. You could be allergic to the mold under the laundry sink. So just food for thought in, that's something that you have to really make sure that you're checking. And sign number 9 is in food. So some of the most commonly, containing foods that do have mold are grains. So unfortunately, the wheat grain commonly can have mold exposure, and other grains as well. Also chocolate. So chocolate that has been sitting around a little bit too long, we can see here it has some mold toxicity. You definitely don't want to be consuming this. Also coffee. So coffee, if it's not fresh, commonly will grow mold, and this is something to be aware of if you are a coffee drinker and you love and enjoy your coffee. Also fruit juices, and fruits definitely can harbor mold. So if you see that mold, definitely don't consume it, as well as milk and dairy products. So watching those expiry dates is very important. And if it's suspect, don't take your chances with milk and dairy products. Also, even vegetable oils can actually have a lot of mold, and you wouldn't necessarily know this. Beer as well, because we know the processing and the fermentation process of beer shouldn't, if it's properly made, but maybe a home brew may have some mold, and you have to be careful with this. And herbal teas. So we know that herbal teas are healthy, but if they are either old or they haven't been stored properly, they can harbor the mold as well. So you definitely want to be aware of this. Now, some other outdoor exposures to molds which you may not always think about, especially if you are sensitive to mold and you've got, a compromised immune system, you may notice that you feel worse. Sometimes in the fall, when the decomposing leaves on the ground, they can become very moldy, and that's part of nature. That's part of nature's, way of dealing with that decomposing. And if you have a compost as well, would be a common, place for that mold to grow. But also dead trees can harbor mold as well. So for that person that's very sensitive with your health, you may want to just be careful in these situations until you've dealt with your mold toxicity, which of course I have tips on how to do that in another video. So make sure that you're checking that out. So I hope that you learned something new today. I would love to hear from you. If you do have questions or comments, please drop that in the comment section below, and be sure to share this video as well with someone who maybe needs to check up on their mold status in their own home or their office. Also, I appreciate a big thumbs up on this video, and if you're new to my channel, welcome in. I hope that you'll subscribe and also click that bell to turn on your notifications so you always get my newest and latest uploads. And remember to always take good care of your health and to do it naturally. Thanks for watching today.